It is Monday here in the US. It's July the 4th. Just means that we're going to blow shit up. Not on this show, but in general, that's what's going to happen in America. And gaming news is kind of on a hold. We do have some stuff that happened over the weekend, though. A couple of stories that were put out late Friday. And some stuff happening around the world in terms of legal stuff, loot boxes, etc. So without further ado, let us go ahead and just get started with JPNN. Let's begin by talking about some loot boxes. The Netherlands could be the next country to ban loot boxes in video games, as multiple political parties unite behind the bill, which would see the country outlaw randomized in-game purchases. The motion, first posted to Reset Era by user Pucklane, would still have to move through the country's Senate. However, due to such bipartisan support of the bill, it seems incredibly unlikely to fail, meaning the Netherlands would join Belgium in its ban of loot boxes. The motion states that, quote, in video games, children are manipulated into making microtransactions and that loot boxes are also a form of gambling. They can get addicted and can burden families with unexpected bills for these transactions. I'm telling you, if this continues to pick up pace, guys, it's going to come to America. I don't know what the actual ramifications are going to be for it in terms of how they're going to, quote, outlaw it. But we could see that that hit the U.S. in the next couple of months. We'll see. We'll see. Moving forward, a spreadsheet set up to encourage more pay transparency in the UK games industry has unveiled the average salaries for people working across different roles and sectors. The effort was led by Sally Blake from indie studio Silent Games, as well as Media Molecule Communications Manager Gemma Cooper, as well as Creative England project manager Chris Philippe. As of writing, the spreadsheet has amassed almost 1,300 entries from professionals in the industry and has used the data to calculate the average annual pay for almost 50 different roles at 7 different skill levels: intern, junior, intermediate, senior, leader, director, and executive. For example, the sheet says that the average salary for a game designer at junior level is 26,000 euros, 44,000 euros at senior level, and euros at director level. The lowest paid role across the board, according to the data, is QA, which pays junior staff an average of 21,000 euros, senior staff 27,000 euros, and leaders 35,000 euros. Positions in audio design, 3D art, and journalism also showed lower salaries on average. Meanwhile, the highest paid roles are in online programming, which an average of 30,000 for interns, 70 for seniors, and around 90 for leadership roles. Wow. A lot lower than I think a lot of people would expect for all that type of stuff. It's also kind of good that that information is getting out there so people can kind of talk about that and see what's really going on. In the US, it's not really normal, I think, to talk about salaries. That, of course, is a trend started by company, directors and whatnot, so that this type of conversation never happened, of course. But I wonder if anything like that would ever occur here in the US. I think it would be rather enlightening if it did. And an update to the trademark status of Intellivision Amico, the United States Patent and Trademark Office now lists the trademark entry for Intellivision Amico as dead, implying it is no longer in legal use. According to the site, Intellivision applied for the trademark in October 2018, and it was granted in September 2019, but was then abandoned on June 20th, 2022. The change in status is due to Intellivision's failure to file a statement of use, which has to be filed to show the USPTO how the registered trademark is being used in commerce. A notice of abandonment was posted by the USPTO last month stating, quote, "The application above is abandoned because we did not receive within 6 months of notice of allowance of the notice of allowance issue date a statement of use or a request for extension of time to file a statement of use. Pretty standard stuff right there. I don't know if that's deliberate for Intellivision. It seems rather kind of a big deal if they didn't do any of that. But yeah, imagine, buying anything Intellivision Amico related. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. EA is hiring developers to join a new Seattle-based studio in order to work on a future Battlefield single-player campaign. That's really funny after their most recent tweet. According to the job listing, the studio is looking to build, quote, rich, exciting stories with memorable characters and powerful experiences, all in the Battlefield universe. The job ad suggests that the future entries in the Battlefield series, which EA is understood to be in the early stages of development on, could once again feature a full single-player campaign. Also, my editor notes that Halo co-founder Marcus Leto is working as a game director for the studio. Interesting. Again, I can't help but not to think of that most recent EA tweet about, he's a 10, but he doesn't play single player games or whatever the fuck that was. Plays only multiplayer games, I think is what the tweet was. Stupid. Bandai Namco has established a new company dedicated to developing ace combat games called Bandai Namco Aces Inc. And it is headed by Nier and Drakengard producer Takuya Iwasaki. I haven't played any of the ace combat games myself. It's one of those things that Chad has always told me to play, but now that they're devoting more resources to it, maybe it's something we check out in the future. Who could say? 505 Games' parent company, Digital Bros, has acquired free-to-play mobile games publisher D3Go from D3 publisher and parent company, Bandai Namco. D3Go is the Encino, California-based publisher behind Marvel Puzzle Quest, Puzzle Quest The Legend Returns, as well as other titles. The acquisition grants 505 Games full ownership of the Puzzle Quest franchise, following the purchase of Puzzle Quest series developer Infinity Plus 2 in 2021. D3Go has done a brilliant job bringing some of the biggest Puzzle Quest titles to market, and it was a natural fit for us to welcome them into the 505 Games family, building on our library of owned IP. This was all said by the 505 Games free-to-play head Clive Robert in a press release. He goes on and says, quote, this acquisition marks the second for us in only 2 years as we continue our dedication to growing the free-to-play business unit and bringing gamers the best there is to offer, from original games to powerhouse licenses and beyond. That most recent Puzzle Quest, by the way, was met with a massive amount of fan pushback. I played it for a little while, didn't spend a single dime, and had an okay time with it, but didn't go that well with the majority, I would say 99% of fans that I saw for it all. Summer Games Done Quick has ended for this year with a total of $3,016,817 raised for Doctors Without Borders. This was the first in-person GDQ event since Awesome Games Done Quick 2020. It seems like it went all right. I didn't really hear too many complaints about it. Maybe I was looking in the wrong place though. Let me know in the comments if you watched, what your favorite run was, if I should go check it out. BioWare has hired Mary Demar, who is the writer behind Eidos's Montreal Deus Ex and Guardians of the Galaxy games. Mary spent more than a decade at Eidos Montreal. I don't know which way I want to say that. Let's go with Eidos Montreal. Building the Deus Ex universe fans know today. She was also in charge of the narrative and writing in all recent Deus Ex titles, including Mankind Divided, Human Revolution, and mobile spin-offs Deus Ex Go and Deus Ex The Fall. Also, alongside all of that, she created the story and led the writing team for 2021's Guardians of the Galaxy, which won the Game Award for Best Narrative. The narrative designer shared the BioWare news on her LinkedIn page on Friday, but did not specify any projects that she's going to be working on. It's possible she could be involved in either the upcoming Dragon Age Dreadwolf or Mass Effect 4. Speaking with GI.biz last summer, Demar discussed her view on the relationship between gameplay and narrative in game development. She says, quote, for many, many years, in working in this industry, I've known that story is often subservient to gameplay. But if I understand the game, what is the feeling I'm trying to evoke for players, then I can understand that gameplay is trying to do it this way, and story is here to support that or bring it forward. How can the things I write help to emphasize the things the gameplay needs, etc.? As long as you're always know the game you're trying to make and understand why, then it comes down to constant communication between narrative and gameplay and constantly looking and understanding it from that point of view. A rather apt way of discussing all that type of stuff. Interested to see where she goes next and what she's going to be working on over there at BioWare. Sony Santa Monica has shared a message with fans over the weekend following the reactions to the delayed God of War Ragnarok announcement. It states, quote, every single person at Santa Monica Studio rather, is working to create a game that we're proud of, one that we hope you will enjoy playing once released. Our fans inspire us, and we understand the passion and desire for more information. But that passion should not be toxic nor come at the expense of any human being's dignity. Let's celebrate our community by treating each other, every gamer and developer alike, with respect. This, of course, comes out after the studio faced a massive amount of online toxicity and bullshit, really, is what it should be called. All because of a not even announced, it was a leaked event that was supposed to occur on the 30th. We reported it when the leak occurred, but gamers got very upset that it got delayed after Jason Schreier said that it was delayed. And you know how they responded? They sent dick pics to a producer on the team saying, fucking give us the news. Seems like a proper way to handle your outrage, you fucking morons. Ubisoft has announced it is closing down both online features and multiplayer for 15 of its games starting on September 1st. It will also ban the ability to purchase and download DLC for these games. The following games are as follows: Anno 2070, Assassin's Creed 2, 3, Brotherhood, Liberation HD, Revelations, Driver San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter 5, Space Junkies, Splinter Cell Blacklist, and of course, everyone's favorite zombie game for the Wii U, Zombie U, which I think also got a PC port. Holy shit, I forgot that game existed. I bought that when the Wii U launched, and I played it for 5 fucking minutes. Waste of money. The top sellers for the week ending in the 3rd of July. The Steam Deck sitting at number 1 over there on Steam. Monster Hunter Rise coming in at number 2, as well as number 3 for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. There's also the other edition for Deluxe. Raft, thanks to its 1.0 release, sitting at number 4. And, of course, DNF Duel, the fighting game, the big new fighting game, coming in at number 5. Moving forward, we have a little bit of a Web3 story. A group by the name of Polyum wants to build a next-gen console for Web3 gaming, aka an NFT gaming console, allegedly to be released in Q3 2024. Great. Polyum claims, quote, the console will be powerful enough to run high-performance games and will be easy to use for a traditional gamer who doesn't understand Web3. According to Polyum, the console's controller will include a fingerprint scanner for security, a wallet button to give players quick access to console's multi-chain wallet designed for trading, swapping, stalking, and staking. Oh my God, I thought that trading, swapping, staking, and receiving cryptocurrency. Holy shit, thank God it's not stalking. It's only NFTs. Despite Polyum's admission that there are only 4 people are working on the hardware. What? It also claims that the console will be capable of 8K HDR at 120 FPS and ray tracing. Following the announcement on Twitter, Pauline were asked by a Twitter user, as a consumer, why do I care which, they just straight up asked, why do I care? Pauline replied and said, the console will allow you to play Web3 games more efficiently. Plug in and play Web3 games using one wallet. I'm allergic to NFTs. What a fucking response. They were only questioned, quote, what games do I get to play? Polyam then replied, games on Solana, Ethereum, Immutablex, BNB, Harmony, Wax, Polygon, and EOS. Devs will receive an SDK to make the games compatible with the console. Twitter user responded appropriately and said, quote, but what games? Why? Stop it. Don't fucking buy that thing. Don't fucking buy that thing. Twitch streamer by the name of Peebs has managed to successfully upload the digital scans of the manuals for every English language SNES game. Peebs, who has spent the last 8 years playing through every SNES game on Twitch, did all this while playing. Peebs noted that there wasn't a resource online that provided a full archive of the SNES game manuals. After a number of years, Peebs has now completed their own archive and made it available online for anyone to access. He also said their archive was completed after digging through the Wayback Machine for a couple of years, buying a scanner, making many good friends, and having almost 100 people on the internet submit scans themselves. Those are, the scans from the SNES days those are classics. I read that fucking manual billions of times for Final Fantasy VI. And it was always really cool when you would go to Blockbuster and rent a SNES game and you realized that you were the first person to rent that game because 1, the manual was there, and 2, the manual didn't have any wrinkles or folds or anything written in it. It was great. I loved that. It's fantastic. It also smelled like newly printed manuals. They don't make them like that anymore. That's for sure. Now they're just art books. A new patent suggests that Sony may be attempting to make old hardware such as peripherals or handhelds compatible with modern PlayStation consoles. The patent spotted by Game Rant seems to show much older Sony hardware, such as old media remotes, DualShock controllers, and even a handheld console likely to be the PS Go, being used via emulation with a PlayStation 5. This may simply be a process for emulating the functionality of these items in software rather than compatibility with the PlayStation 5. That's going to do it for all of the news of the day here on this Monday, July 4th, 2022. My editor says to check JPedia for this week's game releases. However, they are a fool because there is nothing coming out this month. There's 2 games. There's that cat game, Stray, that comes out like the 15th. And then on the 29th, there's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Between now and then, nothing. Jack shit. It's going to be a long one, boys. Buckle in. Play those games that you missed out on. Perhaps revisit some cult classics. Because there ain't shit coming out to save you. You don't have to spend any money this month. Unless you want to subscribe over at... I'm not even going to say that. Feel free to hit the sub button here, though, on Twitch. If you aren't already, make sure to drop a comment. If you like what we're doing, give us any feedback. If you want to grab the short version of this, you can head over to tiktok.com/itmeJP TikTok, or just grab it here on YouTube as a short, as well as any future episode of JPNN. We're out for now. We'll see you on Wednesday with some more news, I'm sure, though it will probably be a slow week if the game releases are any indication. That is it. Signing off. We'll see you next time on JPNN. Have a good rest of your holiday here in America. And for everyone else, just a good day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.